Well, hello again, and welcome to another episode of Watch Me Work. So you can learn some of the functionality of Adobe Premiere Pro CC. On this episode, I'm going to be working on something that was shot on a green screen. Something I started yesterday, shot a little bit more on today, shooting a little bit more on tomorrow as people come by the studio to shoot their little segments. Students are coming by to shoot little testimonials about a conference that they attended last year that's getting ready to happen again in January this year. Just trying to attract more students to go to it. So shooting little commercials for the professional development conference that's coming up on November 19th, I think it is, November 19th, 2018. Fascinating, right? I'm going to go to the professional development conference project that I'm working on, and it says that this proxy file is missing. I don't care. Offline all. And it's probably because I changed the name of it. Anyway, there's a proxy file for you. All right. So basically, I'm going to bring in a new clip and make it look like this one. This is one I worked on yesterday. If you click on this, you can see how I put this together. There's the footage with the ultra effect on it, as well as something called Beuty Box and a Lumetri Color effect. Next is just a wall texture. If you look at it by itself, it just looks like that. But I've got it. I've got a blending mode on it, and then I've got a color matte here. Looking at it by itself, it just looks like this. I put these together, I get kind of a textured wall kind of thing with a ramp effect, with a radial ramp to give her a light spot, lighter area behind her head, and then gets darker out towards the edges. Make it look like it's lit that way. Anyway, so we're going to make another one. This was Miss Kelly Hawk. Now we've got one, Michelle Moritz. So in order to do this, and now these are shot in 4K, but I want to edit in 1080. So if I look at this sequence here, Kelly Hawk assembly, I can just duplicate it and rename it Michelle Moritz. Okay. And then I'm going to take, well, I don't need these clips in anymore. Actually, I can leave the wall texture and that. I can leave that, and I'll just make tweaks to them, make changes to them. And I can take the Michelle clip and drop it in here. And obviously, it's very low volume. It's recorded very low, so let's go audio gain, just normalize all peaks. Okay. And we're going to set to frame size. There we go. Okay. It's a good start. Now, we're not going to edit it until after we've put it all together here, so I'm going to go ahead and stretch that out. I had her do this 3 times, and you'll see how we do this here. You'll see in this one, I'm sorry, you see in the edited one, you see what we did here. I'll go ahead and render the audio so you can see it. Okay.
One of the reasons that I came to Stetson was because I knew Stetson.
It's this proxy file that seems to be missing. Where it is, I don't know. Let's see if we can figure it out real quick. Yeah, reattaching a proxy file. Let's see, Kelly Hawk clip, proxy, attach proxies. Let's see if we can find this thing. Attach. Oh, we're in the right folder, but I'm not seeing the proxy. Okay. So, very confusing to me because I know that we had created a proxy for this. So let's check that out. This has never happened before. Whee! Okay, let's go to date modified. I'll pull that up top. And very strange. Very strange indeed. Okay, so I've got both clips here. That's going to be the new one. That's going to be Michelle, and this one's going to be Kelly, because Kelly's was a lot shorter. But don't see the proxy files. Okay, so let's back up. Sorry to take extra time with this, but we're going to have to create some proxy files. So, because it just makes things run so much more smoothly. So we're going to go proxy, create proxies, QuickTime, GoPro Cineform. That's exactly what I want at 1280 by 720. Next to original media in proxy folder. Okay, so something happened there. Don't know what. Anyway, this is going to open up Media Coder, and I'm going to also go to the Michelle Moritz clip and proxy, create proxies. We're all set there. Okay, so that's going to go into, that's going to be set up in Media Encoder. It's going to create the proxies. Should not take long because these are fairly short clips. And then we'll be able to continue working. Meanwhile, let me take a look. While the proxies are being made, I can work on Michelle's clip here. I shoot these wide on purpose because they're 4K, and I'm putting them down in 1080p so I can push in on them and do whatever I want on them. First thing I'm going to do to Michelle here is I'm going to go to Effects Controls, and with the opacity, I'm going to create a mask around it. In order to do this, I'm going to have to go down to about 50% because I want to be able to reach poor system performance. Try reducing video and shooting down unused. Wow, all kinds of fun new stuff. Oh, and we're gonna crash. No, we're not. Okay, that would have been fun, huh? Okay, because I need to be able to go down below the screen here in order to be able to. I'm gonna quickly scroll through this and see if she's throwing her hands out or anything. Nah, she sat pretty still. So I'm just gonna draw a mask around it. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to key out areas of the screen that are not going to appear in the video. I mean, I don't need to key on a green color out here when this is the green color. The only green color I need to worry about is in here. So this will work just fine, just like this. Got the mask. Wow, there are some funky things going on here, but I think it's because the media encoder is running at the same time. Not a good idea on a nearly 8-year-old workstation. But hey, there you go. Okay, we're not responding now. It keeps coming back, though, so we're in good shape. We should be able to see the mask right now. We should be able to see it, but we're not seeing it. So anyway, I'm going to go to the effects workspace. Wait for it. Yeah, this has got to be because the media encoder is running. Anyway, we're going to go to the effects workspace, and in the effects panel, it's taking a long time. This is taking a very long time. Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and pause the old media encoder. Okay. And let's see how much faster we can work now. Oh, we'll bring that back up in a little bit after I'm done showing you what I'm doing here. Okay, and here I'm just going to type Ultra. We'll just take the Ultra key and drop it on the clip. Okay, back in Effects Controls. I want to make sure we still can't see that daggone mask. Okay, not sure what's going on there. Never seen that before. New behavior. Okay, so it's freaking me out, so I'm going to delete the mask. Oh, and look, now there's... Go figure. I have no idea what's going on. Now there are two masks. Okay, but it looks good, so I'm going to go down here and use the picker, and I'm just going to pick her here by her hair. And now we can see the background in there. And I'm just going to take a look at, from composite, I'm going to go to alpha channel, and that's a pretty good key. I can still see a little schmutz in there, so I'm going to go to shadow and just dial it up a little bit. Cool. And I'm going to play with the the pedestal here. I'm holding the control key, so these will go much smaller increments. But I can see that it's good right about there. And that is a clean key. So I'm going to go back to composite and be done with it. Now let's fool with the color matte. In the color matte, it's got a ramp effect on it. And in the ramp, I'm just going to click on here so I can see what the ramp is doing. I'm going to pull that right about there. And there's the other one. I'm going to pull it out to it right about there. I'm not crazy about the color for her, so I'm going to go with more of a blue for her. So all I got to do is come down here, go with more of a blue, maybe more of a turquoisey, and okay there. And hello, did not mean to do that. So I'm going to go here, my blue turquoisey. Okay, there we go. All right. And just for fun, because I don't want the wall texture to look exactly like the last one, I'm going to go and put the word flip in here. And I'm going to flip it, I don't know, vertically. How about that? We'll flip this one vertically. There. Now it just looks different. Okay. Let's take a look. Excuse me. Let's take a look at the Lumetri Color panel and see what we can do for her here. Under basic corrections, hit auto and see what happens. Okay, that's way too dark. Okay. Well, we got some work to do here. Okay, the shadows got dropped all the way down. I know that her clothing was not that dark. I mean, it was dark, but it wasn't that dark. Highlights probably need to be dialed up. Let's just bring the exposure up and the highlights down. Wow, this is a mess. Okay, we're going to reset this. And yeah, I think exposure's probably pretty good. Bring the contrast up. And highlights down, I think, a little bit to get some of that off her face, some of that shininess off her face. And the color temperature looks pretty good. You can fool with that, but and you're looking at the Lumetri scopes here, and our skin tone there. Let me get this over here and open this up a little bit. Yeah, skin tone's a little off. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta eyeball it. You can see the tint in the black jacket. You don't want it to be blue and you don't want it to be orange. You just want it to be right in between, which is right about there. That's a pretty good skin tone. It also helps to bring it up. If I bring it up, you see her hair's turning green. I'm going to go back to the effects controls, and in the Lumetri Color panel, I am going to, in the Ultra key, I'm going to take this tolerance. And you see, you turn it down, she turns green. You turn it up, she turns much more magenta. So I'm just going to bring it like up to about 90%. And then I can bring this magenta down here. We just don't want it to be green. We don't want green hair. I'm fooling with the tolerance now, and yeah, you can definitely go too far with that. Yeah, skin's just looking a little red to me. So I'm going to go into curves, and I think I'm just bring that red down a little bit. No, that's not working. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much what she looked like. She was kind of pale, and she did have a red kind of look to her. reddish look to her face. Okay, so I think I'm going to go to the secondary color correction here to work on her face. With the color picker here, holding the control key, and with a color gray, it just doesn't work. The color picker thing just does not work. Okay, reset. And turn that off. And we can actually pick it from up here, so. I wish they'd get this color picker thing straightened out. Okay, now we're starting to get an idea here. We're starting to just try to get the face. I don't want that hair. Okay. Try to dial this in a little better. Trying to get those red parts, basically. Let's turn this off and try to pick a little bit more of her face and see what we get here. Yeah. We don't have any of this side of her face. Not getting any of that in there. Okay. Get rid of the hair there. Try to adjust these a little bit. There we go. Great. Yeah, it's getting too much. Okay, we're going to go with that, and I'm going to denoise right, but I'm going to blur it, put a little bit of blur on it, put a little soft edges on it there. And now let's see what we can do here. Okay, I think that's as good as I'm going to get with this. Turn the contrast down here, take some of that maskiness off it there. Don't need to sharpen it, that's for sure. And we don't need to saturate it. Need to pull it back a little bit, actually. And that looks pretty good. Maybe we can go back up to primary, basic. And we get a little more uniform between the. Yeah, that's going to do it. Okay, I'm going to leave her alone. Now we're not editing yet, but I am going to take it now and I'm going to nest the whole thing. Okay. Okay, so this is nested, and this is going to be the one we edit on. So I'm going to go back to the project one, and I've got. Michelle Moore, you misspelled it. Or put a Z on it for some reason. Lord. Okay. Now this is going to be the one that we assembled, so I'm going to call it assembly. And this one we're going to call Michelle Moritz. Edit. Now. Doing a save. Okay. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is go back to effects controls. I'm going to scale this up a bit. little bit more, pull her down a little bit. A little bit more, maybe 120, around there. Give her a little headroom. Okay. Now we don't have proxy availability yet. Not working yet. Yeah. I'm going back to here. I'm going back to the okay, this I've done them backwards. This is supposed to be assembly and this one's supposed to be edit, so we'll fix that in a minute. Anyway, so I'm going back to effects and I'm going to type in the word beauty, B-E-A-B-L-O-B-E-A. That's good enough. I just want to take Beauty Box here and drop it on. And then we're going to fix up her face. You can see it looks much smoother already. But I like to do this manually. So get a light color and a dark color. This is going to be dark skin color. And I'll just go over here somewhere. And light skin color, I'll go over here. And we can see we've picked two colors out of her face. Now her face looks way too washed out or, smooth. So we're going to the smoothing amount and going all the way back to 0. And we find we only need about 3 or 4 on this. Watch your face. Okay. Wow, out of it. I'm going to 2 on this. That's it. And you can see before, after, before, after. And it just really smooths those colors together and makes her face look a lot better. Okay, so there we go. Okay. And let's go to the her soundtrack right now. I'm going to go to audio and dialogue. I'm just going to choose balanced female voice. And we're saving again. Now, I know her third take was her best one, but I might, here's what I do. So just so you can see, and let's do that other fix right now. Let's do that other fix I needed to do over in, let's choose assembly here. Michelle Moore, it's edit. Yeah, that's not what we wanted. So, Michelle, this should be edit. And this should be assembly. I'm so easily confused. Oh, great. Caps key, assembly. Okay. Okay, now we can go back to edit. Look at that, did it again. Dear Lord in heaven, here we go. Okay. Okay, now, she's framed well. Great. Looking good. Savey. I see a little piece of her hair was sticking out on that one, but I smoothed it out in later takes. I smoothed it out. I don't think I'm going to use that first take at all.
The Professional Develop Conference helps you learn about the different services. The Professional Develop Conference helps you.
The Professional Develop Conference? She didn't even say it right. Professional Development.
The Professional Develop Conference helps you learn about the different services and departments that Stetson has to offer, that you can get a more in-depth explanation to figure out what you want to do at your time here at Stetson.
Okay. All right, I'm going to hit W there to tighten that up. I'm doing it from the end and working my way back.
The Professional Develop Conference helps you learn about the different services and departments that Stetson has to offer, that you can get a more in-depth explanation to figure out what you want to do at your time here at Stetson.
Well, I can't use that. I can't use that because she said professional develop instead of professional development. What causes people to do that kind of thing?
The Professional Development Conference helps you.
Wow. Okay. All right. The first part of this is good, though, I believe.
As a 1L, law school.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to make a cut right there.
As a 1L, law school is incredibly intimidating.
Try pulling this down to like 1/4 and see if we can get a better performance here.
Incredibly intimidating. You're overwhelmed with schoolwork, plus the fact that you're only here for 3 years and that time is going to fly. You want to make the most of your time here at Stetson, and Stetson.
Okay, I'm going to make cuts here and you'll see why. All right. Control K makes a cut.
You want to make the most of your time here at Stetson, and Stetson has amazing departments that can help you with that. The conference is a way to help you with that.
You ever notice a lot of women end a phrase as if they're asking a question? Their voice goes up at the end.
That can help you with that.
Yeah. I don't know when that started, but it was long after I was her age, that's for sure.
The conference is a way to.
Yeah, she had to start that. I asked her to say professional development conference, and she said this.
The Professional Development Conference helps you.
Yeah. Yeah, I know none of this is going to be usable, so I'm just going to ripple delete this here. Actually, I can just go. Yeah. Okay. And I can't use that, but maybe I can use the last half of it. Don't know. Okay, so.
As a 1L, law school is incredibly intimidating. Not only are you overwhelmed.
Okay, she messed that up, so that was a false start.
Sure.
But I got to find the end of the second one.
You're able to pick which program you want to attend at the conference and
attend.
You're able to pick which program you want to attend at the conference.
I can edit that out.
And find out more in-depth information that is offered here at Stetson.
Okay, and she smiled. Nice smile. Okay, so we can cut that there. That's a Control K, and that's the end of that one. Great. We do it one more. Okay, none of that's usable. All right. Just ripple delete that.
As a 1L, law school is incredible.
All right, Control K.
As a 1L, law school is incredibly intimidating. You're overwhelmed with schoolwork as well as the fact that you're not here very long. 3 years will fly. So you want to make the most of the services that Stetson offers.
She stuttered again, but I could probably get rid of that. I think her other delivery of it farther back here is better.
To make the most of your time here at Stetson, and Stetson has amazing departments that can help you with that. The Professional Development. As a 1L, law school is incredibly intimidating. You're overwhelmed with schoolwork, plus the fact that you're only here for 3 years and that time is going to fly.
Okay. She also has creaky voice. That's where she doesn't push enough air, and the end of her words goes, time is going to fly. You know, that's just very, very typical of a lot of women do that, and I have to tell them stop doing that and push more air when you talk.
As a 1L, law school.
Yeah, I like the other delivery better. But anyway, we're going to keep going back. Excuse me. There, I'm fixing her hair. Okay, we didn't use that.
Here at Stetson.
Okay, that's... That's the end of one take, so we can Control K that, and we can ripple delete that. Okay.
So what I really enjoyed about the conference was the fact that there were all the departments, like career services,
And like.
as international programs that were going to participate, that allowed you the opportunity to explore the different programs and the departments here at Stetson.
Okay, that's not usable. None of that is usable.
As a 1L, law school is very intimidating. You're overwhelmed with all your school work that's involved, and you're also overwhelmed with what you need to do after law school.
Okay, yeah, none of this is usable, so we're just going to get rid of it, and we're going to make it from what we have left. And I'll show you how we do it.
As a 1L, law school is incredibly intimidating. You're overwhelmed with schoolwork as well as the fact that you're not here very long. 3 years will fly. So you want to make the most.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do.
Intimidating.
Okay, right where it says intimidating.
Intimidating.
I'm going to make a cut there. And right after she says that time will fly.
Years will fly.
And I'm going to make another cut right there. And I'm going to take this one and back on effects controls. I'm sorry, we're in the wrong workspace here. Don't need Kelly Hawk up here anymore. Okay, over here in effects controls, I'm going to take her. Hang on. I'm going to go back to this one. And I'm going to pull her a little more towards the center. We don't have a lot of space there. We got some. Pull her a little more towards the center. And then on this one, I'm going to go up to, say, like 175. And then I'm going to pull her over about like that. We don't need any headroom here because it's a nice tight shot. And since I shot it in 4K, we don't lose any quality at all. Still looks great. I could go up another 25%, not lose any quality at all. I just want her head to line up in about the same place vertically. And it is.
You're overwhelmed with schoolwork. That you hear 3 years will fly.
All right, so on this one, I'm just going to copy the motion, and I'm going to paste it back over to this one. Control V will paste that on.
You want to make the most of. You want to make the most of this.
I keep hearing my voice popping in there because it's sampling from some other part of the timeline. It's ridiculous.
You want to make the most of this services that Stetson.
Okay, she stuttered.
Okay, you want to make the most of this service. Services. Most of the services that Stetson fly. You want to make the most of the services that Stetson.
Yeah, it's not. It's doing really, really funky, weird things. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and finish the proxy workflow here, and then we're going to continue. We're going to reboot, and then we're going to continue. See what's happening in our email right now. Actually, I probably don't need to reboot. Probably just need to restart Premiere Pro, as it's getting really out of hand right now. But just going to have to wait for it. Just finished the first clip. Now it's doing the second one. And then we'll have proxies attached, and then we can work a lot more smoothly. That GoPro Cineform file type is very smooth in Premiere Pro. Very, very smooth. Yeah, nothing's working the way it's supposed to right now. Yeah, I'm just going to close the old browser, and we're going to sit and wait. So you can scroll right through this. Don't need to see this. But, you know, it's interesting to see how it works in real time. Well, there we go. Proxies are made. Over here in Premiere Pro, I'm going to do a little save. Going to close Premiere Pro. And then we'll restart it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's try to bring that audio back in again. All right, now we should be able to hit the proxy switch on full resolution. And it should run smoothly now.
It's incredibly intimidating. You're overwhelmed with schoolwork as well as the fact that you're not here very long. 3 years will fly. So you want to make the most of services that Stetson offers. You want to make the most of services that
Most of
the services that of the services. Want to make the most of the services that Stetson offers.
There we go.
The conference does just so you want to make the most of the services that Stetson offers. The conference does just that. They provide different programs from the different departments, such as career services and international programs. You're able to most of the services that Stetson offers. The conference does just that. The conference
I might be able to cut this out. That doesn't work. Not with audio units.
The conference the conference does the conference does the conference first. The conference does the conference does just that. They provide different programs from the different departments. The conference does just that.
Cut. Gonna write from this one. I'm going to copy motion.
Different programs from career services and international programs. You're able to pick which program you want to attend at the conference, as career services and international programs.
And Control V.
Career services and international programs. You're able to pick which program you want to attend.
Want to attend.
Pick which program you want.
Q.
Pick which program you want to attend at the pick which program you want to attend at the conference.
Sounds good.
And find out more in-depth information that is offered here at Stetson.
I think we're done.
You're able to pick which program to attend.
See if this is any better.
As a 1L, law school is incredibly intimidating. You're overwhelmed with schoolwork, plus the fact that you're only here for 3 years and that time is going to fly.
That might be better than this one here.
As a 1L, law school is incredibly intimidating. You're overwhelmed with schoolwork as well as the fact that you're not here very long. 3 years will fly.
Yeah, they're about the same.
The Professional Development Conference helps you learn about the different services and departments that Stetson has to offer, that you can get a more in-depth explanation to figure out Stetson.
I'm done. Okay, so we've got our piece. And that's all for today, folks. You can see how much better it works with the proxy files on there.
As a 1L, law school is incredibly intimidating.
Just for fun, we can take the proxy off and we can do a preview can render into out, and it's going to make a 1080p preview that we can then play back at full resolution without having to turn on the proxy once we got to this point. So anyway, hope you learned something today. I'm sorry for all the problems, but hey, problems are typical. I mean, that just happens. Just happens. I had a proxy file just disappear on me. No idea what happened there. Two of them, apparently. So go figure. Don't know. But anyway, we got the work done, and it looks good. Her face looks good. I like the skin color now. Beuty Box has really done a number on it to smooth it out and get rid of any, like, the green hue that we had there. Seems to be all gone. She looks a little pink and rosy. She was very pale, but she's looking pretty good. Yep, I'm liking it. I'm looking at it on a big 4K monitor right now, a big 40-inch 4K monitor, and it actually looks better than it does on the Premiere Pro, in the Premiere Pro app. But I'm happy with it. Looks good. Love shooting in 4K and editing in 1080p. So much more flexibility for shot reframing, cropping, blah, blah, blah. It's just great. Love it. And we're almost done with our preview here, and we'll look at it one more time all the way through. And then that'll be it for today. Okay, here we go.
As a 1L, law school is incredibly intimidating. You're overwhelmed with schoolwork as well as the fact that you're not here very long. 3 years will fly. So you want to make the most of the services that Stetson offers. The conference does just that. They provide different programs from the different departments, such as career services and international programs. You're able to pick which program you want to attend at the conference and find out more in-depth information that is offered here at Stetson.
Well, for this piece and what it's going to be used for, that looks good. So anyway, thanks for joining me again today in episode 3 of Watch Me Work. And come back for more. See you later.